This is the Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Let's go nuts! It's Jimmy Nuts! Right out of the door!
With your hosts, Mark Martinez.
Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
And the English Professor.
It's called a garbage can, not a garbage cannot.
Hey, this is former WWE superstar Duke, the Dumpster Drosy, and you are listening to the Can Crushers Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another Can Crushers Spotlight. I am your host, Mark Martinez, and this is a very special Can Crushers Spotlight because joining me today, I always say it's special, but this one, in my heart of hearts, this one is special. Joining me today is the English Professor because, John, IWC is back in business.
It sure is, and it is. It's so great to see IWC back in business. That's a brilliant title for this card too. Back in business. That's good thinking.
Jenny is a marketing genius. I cannot say this was Justin's thought at all. This has Jenny written all over it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So we didn't get to go to the event, but it's popped up on the network, and we thought instantly, hey guys, we have to do a review that we always do, and we kind of we shifted gears with interviews, and everybody's all right with that. We have them all coming. We have them all in the hopper, but we have the Spotlight, which is our home base for wrestling. This is kind of where Can Crushers got started, John.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's a great point. It is kind of where we got started.
Actually,
it's where you got started. I won't take credit.
Stop it. Actually, you know who got started there first? Ethan. With the Ethan show.
Yeah, he interviewed the fraternity. He interviewed Britt Baker.
Andy Palace.
This is his deal.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
He's so much better than us. He got us in the door.
Yeah. Mean Gene who? Ethan's the one with the hard-hitting questions.
He is. He sure is. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll take care of our sponsorship and everything. But when we come back, we're going to talk about IWC back in business. And, man, this card was awesome. John, a big to-do for Collar and Elbow.
Yeah, it's how many years now?
3.
3 years. That's awesome. So a couple of birthdays. Over in that neck of the woods. Collar and Elbow's 3 years old, and Al Snow turned how old recently?
104.
104. Man, he looks terrific. He really does. He's in great shape.
He does. Yeah, so when he was in the WWF, WWE, he was 80?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
God, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Guys, Collar and Elbow have... they're releasing more stuff day by day. I can't even tell you what's going on with Collar and Elbow because it's crazy. Go to their website, collarandelbow.com, and I think it's through this week. I'm not going to lie. I didn't do my homework because we're kind of doing this real quick. They're giving extra specials, and if you use our promo code, Can Crushers, all one word, capital C in Can, capital C in Crushers, you'll get extra off of the special. Because it's
That's an awesome deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an awesome deal.
You better get your shit in gear and buy some more stuff.
There's a lot of cool stuff on there.
There is.
There really is.
There is. All right, let's listen to Al, and then we'll come back and break down Back in Business by IWC.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. 2 entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Yo! It's Johnny Patch, the American Daredevil, the Super Indie Champion, and you're listening to Can Crushers Podcast.
Welcome back to Can Crushers. We are back in business, Mark. You see what I did there?
Yeah, everybody's back in business.
Everybody's back in business. It's a brilliant title for a card. I know I said that earlier, but it's a great title. Back in business, and IWC really is back in business, and it's so good to see. Mark, we were apprehensive about going to one of these cards. Before we get to any matches, I want to say I was really impressed with how they handled things. If they do something like this again,
I'm going.
Real talk.
I
feel
am
comfortable going. I feel comfortable going. Nick and Joe both talked about the safety of the fans during the commentary. They're still having a good time. You could stay in your car. You could get out of your car, whatever you wanted to do. I didn't know how this was going to work. They pulled it off beautifully. They really did. This was brilliantly done.
Yeah, and you could see the sections of IWC fans out there. You had Brad Kaler and his group hanging around. You know, you just had everybody's section kind of together because they've been together. So quarantine or not, throw it out the window. You didn't have, us mixing with, some other group from, I don't know, where Guam or whatever. I'm just so excited to get into this card.
Oh, holy cow.
Well,
yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
it's the international wrestling cartel, so I'm sure people from Guam tune in.
Well, you can tune in worldwide on the IWC Network for only $9.99 a month.
Exactly.
Before we get to the matches again, John, we have to talk about 2-to-1 Media. Man, Jeremy and the crew blew this out of the water. Before we get to any spoilers about some stuff, the drone. I was talking to Jeremy yesterday after watching this, and I said, man, I wish you could get the drone in Court Time Sports. He's like, I'd be cutting people's heads off. And I'm like, I could give you a list as long as I could get the drone view. The drone view was amazing on so many levels.
The whole thing, production-wise, spotless. I know the last time we tuned in on the IWC Network, it was not spotless. I think it takes a lot to get me going. I was furious. I'm not going to lie about that. I was pretty upset, hating life, hating IWC.
Wow.
Guys, yeah, you made up for it. This was spotless. Yeah, good job. Good job from a production standpoint.
Yeah, we love them. Guys, check out 2-to-1 Media as they can do weddings, photography, they make podcast intros. They do a lot of cool shit. And they might even swindle Nick Lendl into helping you out. I don't know. Nick Lendl and Dombrowski or JR and Shivani on the mic. Man, I cannot stop just telling everybody about this event. I feel that I left IWC down by not being there.
Yeah, I wanted to be there. I bet that was a cool atmosphere, outdoors, brought back memories of pro wrestling when we were kids, carnival grounds, church lawn, whatever.
Yeah. And what a way to start the card off. None other than the Spasmadian Devil, Andrew Palace, taking on Bill Collier. First of all, again, notch to Plumbers for saying IWC. When you think of IWC, you think of Palace. He carries that IWC torch. To have him back for the first match of 4 months off, perfect.
Yep, that's the right thing to do. Absolutely. And his opponent is no slouch either.
No, big time Bill Collier is a beast. But before we get to the match again, we pause. John, they came out in golf carts. The first thing I thought about was WrestleMania 3. Plumber, why didn't you build a ring? To at least have them be drug in a cart behind them or something. That would have been better, but the golf carts worked. It made me think of WrestleMania 3 right off the bat.
Yeah, it exactly maybe what it was supposed to do, and for a whole lot less than building a ring. They came out in golf carts. That was brilliant. Really well done.
Man, I don't know. You break down the match because you break them down better. I was just 5-star match. I'm telling you, this was unbelievable start to finish. These two beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Mark. Couple of highlights for me was Andrew Palace getting slammed on the grass outside the ring. Just brought back memories of the carnival grounds and the steel cage matches we had on the grass.
Us.
So that was a nice
not real wrestling. Us. Being
right,
idiots.
Yes, us. Yeah. Some really, really nice power moves by Collier. This reminded me a little bit, when we talked about the Tegan Knox match against Io Shirai. It didn't matter what Tegan did. Io Shirai had an answer. And that was kind of the thing going on here. It didn't matter what Andrew Palace did. Bill Collier had an answer. And following one backbreaker, which was devastating, there was a point where Palace had Collier sort of like in a stunner position, with his face against his shoulder, and sprung his feet off the top rope. And Collier kind of caught him and drove him into the most devastating backbreaker I have ever seen. It made me physically sick. And when you mentioned earlier Shivani and Ross, I could have used a little something more here from Nick and Joe. I really needed a good God Almighty, I swear to God he's broken in half. They needed to play that up because that was the most devastating backbreaker I have ever seen.
Yeah, I thought that snapped Palace in half. Literally, it sounded good from here. If you hear the crack of a bat on baseball, you know it's gone. By the way, baseball starts tomorrow, guys. I'm pretty excited about that as well. But, hey, that slam, the big thud, I was like, holy hell.
Yeah. The pile driver, we were reminded, I think, by Joe, is illegal. Still illegal in Memphis.
It was. And that was it.
Go ahead.
And that was close to the end of the match. Go ahead. Get your pile driver story in.
Yeah, it just reminded me of Kerry Von Erich telling Jerry Lawler, we don't have any sissy rules here in Texas. And that's what I want to tell the people in Memphis. We don't have any sissy rules here in Pittsburgh. Pile drive is perfectly legal. And it was a nice one by Andrew Palace.
Brownsville.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, touche.
Western PA.
Yeah. I have to say this kind of, like Dombrowski said, Collier's strength was countered by the guts and grit of Palace. It really was, because, as you said, he got beaten to a pulp there for a while, but just Brad Taylor cheering for him had everybody going, and Palace pulls off the win. Guys, this is to find out number one contender, too. These first two matches find out who's going to be the number one contender to Jimmy Vegas's title. So, Palace getting this win, he could be right there, getting ready to challenge Vegas now.
Yeah. Very important match, and I enjoyed the sportsmanship, too. They've been teasing some problems between these two guys, but I think they have more in common than they do problems. So I was glad to see some sportsmanship at the end. And, Bill Collier took a loss, but he's not going anywhere.
No, for sure. He's big time. We've seen him.
Absolutely.
We've seen him throw Jimmy nuts through a plethora of chairs and tables at White Oak a few years back. This guy's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Great match. What a way to kick it off, man. 5 stars. You're absolutely right.
Followed by another one. This really wasn't a match, but it was a fight. It was the hardcore icon, Jack Pollock, taking on Jock Sampson and the rest of the regulators. So Jack was behind the 8 ball a little bit right off the bat.
Yeah. And these are both derivatives of the name John, for whatever that's worth. Jock and Jack. Nicknames.
Oh.
Anyway.
Great.
Yeah. There was a cool moment there where, I don't know if it was Nick or Joe said that it was a meeting of the mindless when Pollock knocked their heads together outside the ring and then took their beers, chugged them both. You're right, though. The numbers were too much. And I was thinking while I was watching this, I don't know that Jack Pollock has a friend in the world right now, at least in the wrestling world. He's made some enemies. He's burned some bridges. There was nobody there for him. And he was up against the whole crew on his own.
I'm his friend.
Yeah, but you going to run out? You weren't even there.
I know.
I'm saying, like, who's going to go out there and keep Jock Sampson's guys at bay?
And he had extra guys. Because at the end of the match, Deputy Dog or Deputy Murphy or Deputy Do-Gooder, I don't know who this little guy is, kind of screws over Pollock.
Yeah. What did he handed Jock a beer that he smashed over his head?
Yeah.
That's insult to injury. When you think about how much Pollock loves beer and to lose a match because of a beer, that's salt in the wound, man.
Yeah, you want to know how much Pollock loves beer? Watch a few of the Sick Packs with Jacks on the IWC Network. There's only one person that likes beer more than Pollock, though.
Who would that be?
Chris LaRusso.
Oh, yeah. Jack handles it better.
A hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. He doesn't take a nap in his own show.
Right, exactly. Jock Sampson had a great promo to open this match, though.
He did.
He told people about the importance of masks is to cover their ugly faces. He's so good. He's so good that I'm willing to bet he doesn't really hate us deep down, and then he's just kind of working a little bit. I think he likes us.
Us, as in Can Crushers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He knows. He knows that we can butter his bread. Maybe that's not even really a saying, but it's going to be now.
Kind of, yeah. No, it kind of is.
I was going to say the whole switch to Tom Ridge being awesome and everything. That's great that he likes Tom Ridge. Jock, everybody knows you're from Ohio. You have nothing to do with Tom Ridge. You don't have to deal with whatever Tom Ridge says because you are from Ohio. But you played it off well. I loved it.
Yeah, good stuff. The match was a fun brawl between two guys that really dislike each other. Told a different story than the opening match. We had sportsmanship between two friends in a solid wrestling match, followed by a brawl between two guys that really dislike each other.
So with Jock getting the win, you kind of have two number one contenders now in Palace and Jock. Do we see a blow-off match between these guys before they take on Vegas? Does Plummer somehow pull some special magic rabbit out of the hat? Or is it a three-way?
I'd say it's got to be a three-way. We have seen Pollock and Palace. That story's been written, and Palace won. He beat him in his own game, actually. So I don't think we need that match again. But with both of them winning important matches, just throw everybody into the mix. Make it a three-way.
Yeah, I would agree. Next match up is Team Big League minus McChesney versus Hardcore Hammer Time. And let's just get this out of the way. Hello, Dime Piece. I have missed you. I have not seen you in a while. And your hair looks great and you're beautiful. There.
Yeah. Agree.
And my wife's not home right now, so I can gloat a little bit. Hot damn.
Yeah. But there was a match here, too.
Oh, yeah, there was a match, too. Also duly noted, sweet new Eagles gear by Hardcore Hooven, representing the Philadelphia Eagles. Did you see that? Green and black now.
Yep.
And the stash and the little goatee. Hooven is really running with Hardcore.
Yeah. J.B. Jameson looked really good in this match. He's been pretty good since day. Go ahead.
Svelte is the word you're looking for, by the way. But congratulations to Jamie as well. We hope to get Jamie on Can Crushers here soon. But congratulations on getting married right before, not right like an hour before the match, but a weekend before this pay-per-view or event or whatever the hell you want to call it. So congratulations to Jamie and his new wife. Many years of love and happiness for you guys from Can Crushers.
Yeah, ditto. It is a wonderful institution. We hope you enjoy it as much as Mark and I do. Not to each other, but to our own wives.
It's sometimes. Sometimes
I feel like I'm married to this guy. Holy cow.
The wives will say we talk to each other more than we talk to our wives, without a doubt.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But Jamie looked really good. He's improved. Not that he ever didn't look pretty good right out of the gate. He's really improved, and he moves very well for a big guy.
Yeah, the first note that I have is on Joe again. He was full of quotes today. He brought up Ernie Ladd because at one point Mandime was holding dime piece in front of him, and he's like, "I'd rather hurt a man than love a woman." Joe,
love it.
You're priceless.
Yep. You guys are the best. I love the history they pull out in the middle of a match, whether it's a quote. It's kind of what we do, right? I mean, we've been wrestling fans for a long time.
It's you guys, because I can't remember quotes. I'm here to, direct traffic, because my memory is as much as this box is in front of me. That's why stuff has to be written down.
Speaking of reminders, though, Zach Nystrom and the Mandime brought back memories of Eaton and Lane at the Midnight Express, but also the Hollywood Blondes. I love these guys. I have nothing against Hooven and Jameson. I like them both. I have a difficult time rooting against Team Big League. They are just so damn cool. They're so smooth in the ring. And props to Zach, man. That guy worked his ass off, even when he wasn't in the match, even in the corner. Just the way he reached for a tag or encouraged his partner or whatever. Guy worked all night. This was an awesome match. This was the best tag team match of the night.
I agree, and I love this finish. This is probably one of my favorite finishes of the night because it goes back to one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, Randy Savage. Savage carried the dimes or the knucks or whatever in his trunks, but dime piece, hand him a roll of dimes, pops him in the face and gets the win. Keeps his hand clenched the whole time. That's the shit that I love. That is what I love about it. I agree. Best tag team match of the night. Kudos to all four, though. Kudos. I'm not saying I'm not ever rooting for Hooven and Jamie, but Big League is just hot. Literally hot right now.
And I thought it was just a clean punch. I didn't recognize that he had anything in his hand at first. I thought, wow, this ended with a punch to the face, and I'm okay with it because a punch to the face can knock somebody out. And then I think it was Nick who was saying, hey, check him. I think he had something in his hand. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is great. But even before that, the dirty tactics throughout the match were what I love. It's not a super high spot. It's Mandime raking the eyes on the top rope. How often have I said I missed that so much? Choking on the top rope. I think it was Zach maybe digging his heel into Hooven's spine. Just nasty shit. Mean, nasty shit. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to the next match, we see one of the Can Crusher huge fans out in the audience, handling guns, squirting people in the face. She handles a gun pretty well, that Megan Nelson.
Yeah. She squeezed it a little too hard, though, I guess, because gun started squirting everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. She's a roughhouser. She's a roughhouser.
Yeah. Easy, Megan. Don't paw it so hard.
Yeah. It's just gentle. A little squeeze and, Next match is Thick Vic Braun versus Spencer Slade. And, John, did you hear where Vic Braun is from? Straight from the squat rack. So right before his match, he's doing squats.
I guess that's not a bad idea. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Cause,
you're the one that goes to the gym. I don't know any of this.
No, but right before, I don't know. Magnificent Morocco used to say, you got to get a little sweat on before you get in the ring. So, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. That's old school, doing some squats.
Taking on a Can Crusher alum, Spencer Slade, Fear the Gear. Man, again, I go to Lendl and Dombrowski. They are just awesome about this, talking about Slade's, deafness and what he's going to do for wrestling and how he's a future champion already in IWC. He looks like he didn't take 4 months off to eat one potato chip. He looks fucking chiseled. And I'll throw it. He looks chiseled. Unbelievable. One more thing is they brought up Mark Marrow. Mark Marrow referenced about Thick, because Thick uses it THICC. And you know what else has 2 C's in their name? That's how about Can Crushers? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The
joke would have been good if you would have said Can Crushers right off the bat, but I was hoping to goat you. All right, let's talk about the match because, man, it was 2 big hosses in the ring.
Yeah, Spencer Slade's got a style, and he tried Vic Braun's style initially. He was willing to fight. Can always fall back on his wrestling, but he fought a little bit. It was kind of a big mistake because Vic Braun was winning that battle for a while in terms of strikes and fisticuffs. But when Spencer went back to the wrestling is where he kind of gained the upper hand.
Yeah. And then I thought you were going to go more. That was a lengthy pause, by the way. Spencer, technically sound, really he is. He loves that ankle lock. He can do suplexes just to put people down, without a doubt. This is a good match.
Yeah, it became a battle of the German suplex versus the ankle lock. Vic was determined to hit German suplexes, and Spencer was determined to get an ankle lock. We say all the time, in terms of sports, you go to a ball game or whatever, maybe you'll see something you've never seen before. There's still so much to discover in this crazy, wacky world of pro wrestling. Spencer Slade pulled that ankle lock out of places I didn't think it could be pulled. And in the end, that's what won it. I think there was another situation where Vic went for another German suplex, and somehow Slade ended up with an ankle lock. And this time he had it deep, and he had it center of the ring.
Yeah, one more thing I want to say, give Vic Braun some props. Man, that power slam looks like a Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes power slam out of the corner. Damn, he snaps it over nice.
I had that note too. Yep, I was just going to say that. That was a great power slam. The commentary was great for this match too, by the way. Nick and Joe gave us a lot of information that we as fans needed, talking about former friends. What is it? Spencer Slade came up with
Nystrom
came with Zach Nystrom, and how Nystrom just kind of ditched him and went for the money. And Nick kind of understands. Nick's not that kind of guy, but he understands.
Nick might be.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Joe's
Stab
not
you in
that.
the back, huh?
No, not stabbing the back. Just he likes money.
Oh, well,
He's got a family to take care of.
Right.
He's got kids.
Yeah. Typically, he does the right thing, though. But he understood that Zach Nystrom made a business decision. Like, it's competition,
Right.
So, yeah, they went their separate ways. They're both having success, though.
They are. They really are. That's a feud, John, that can always pop back up at any time, and I'll be like, oh, Slade against Nystrom? Yeah, throw it on. Let's watch it again.
Absolutely.
Next matchup is the culmination. Remy and Otis are going to take on hometown favorite Sam Adonis and another rookie, Alexander Apollo, the Greek god. This was a basic match. It really was. It was a basic match. The young kid shined here. Sam is always, and I know you want to say this, so Sam is always a great trainer in and out of the ring. He knows so many different styles that you'll get to. And the culmination is just a bunch of bastards waiting to beat you up. Really, and I don't mean that personally, but you know what I mean. You know, we've talked to Remy, we've had him on. You've had a cup of tea with him at one point in your life or whatever, I don't know. But they're just bastards in the ring. And they tried everything, but Sam and Apollo get the win. Good match.
Yeah, they tortured the young kid, the Greek god.
Literally.
Yeah, they used some really dirty tactics on him. So, somewhat similar to what we saw in the previous tag team match, choking on the ropes, whatnot. Yeah, Joe informed us of all the styles Sam Adonis knows.
Did you write them down?
He ran down the list. I didn't write him down. No, I don't know. The catch can, submission, high flying,
Fujiwara,
Okinawan tempo. What?
Fujiwara or something like that.
Yeah, all of it. All of it. He knows all of it. No, Sam Adonis is a pro. That goes without saying. The guy's got a lot of years in the business. He's fun to watch. He can work a crowd. I think it was Joe who said something about culmination using the hypotenuse of the ring.
Yes. See, this is where I tapped out because that's way over my head. I have no...
I know. All I know is sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. So, maybe they did like a physics equation, and that still didn't work. They still lost the match. I don't know. We're dopes, Joe. Keep it simple.
Yeah,
keep it simple for us.
I don't know. Maybe we need to call our old physics teacher, Mr. Coos, to explain that to us. God rest his soul. But nonetheless,
there was a tombstone towards the end that looked dangerous.
Yeah.
Sam, I think, hit Remy.
Yeah.
With the tombstone, and I was like, "Oh God!" Fortunately, everybody was okay.
Sam's double neckbreaker off of the second rope, top rope, on both culmination members. Man, that looked stiff. Like when they hit, I'm like, oh. But Apollo, I mean, we've talked about culmination, we've talked about Sam because we gloat about them. The Greek god, all four of his parents, as Lendl said, all four of his parents were descendants of Greece. I think you meant grandparents, but that did get corrected.
Yeah, he corrected himself.
Yeah. This kid, he's got a nice look. He really does. I mean, theoretically, let's stop for a minute about all of this. This showcased a lot of the younger and up-and-coming, IWC graduates that didn't get their to-dos earlier this year. So this show showcased a lot of them. And there's one that pops out in my head that we'll talk about here soon. But this Greek god's got a look. Like, I'm telling you, I like something about him.
Yeah, he's in fantastic shape. He really is. Good-looking kid. Did okay. Nothing wrong with really anything he did. He looked good in the ring.
Yeah. So, as I said, Sam and Apollo get the win. Nice splash by Sam off the top rope, and Apollo takes the victory.
That was nice of Sam, too. He could have gone for the 1, 2, 3, but he's like, no, you take it.
Yeah, that is nice.
I mean, all four of his parents are probably happy to see him win.
Right.
They're such assholes.
Out next is Mambo Italiano, and he's going to be taking on Joey Moses, but hold on a second, because a lot of stuff happens. First and foremost, Mambo, I've said it, I think in January, I probably said it in February, probably said it in March, I haven't said it since. You need to go back to your old song. The whole, hey, Mambo, your name is in it. It makes more sense. At least put that part in your song, like Britt used to do with a little bit of Taylor Swift. She played the Road Warriors Iron Man, and then she played Taylor Swift, Bad Blood.
Right.
At least get Hey Mambo, and then go into something. That needs to happen, because it's you then coming. I mean, we know it's you coming anyway, because you're waving that flag all over the way. Yeah. Just get that to go.
Yeah. Like Jack, too, did when he was still with Team Storm. He individually came out to Huey Lewis, but he still had that "Oh Canada" at the beginning, so that you knew, oh yeah, this is the leader of Team Storm. Yeah, I agree. I'd like to either hear that song again or at least a piece of it in his introduction. So this is a battle of immigrants. We had a son of immigrants in the previous match.
Of course we did.
Kid from Greece. Yeah. And in this match, we had two immigrants. Let me see here. The Bosnian bone breaker, Tito Oric.
Well, we didn't. Yeah, but we didn't say that he came out with Joey Moses, the Lebanon Dawn,
right?
And it was supposed to be the Lebanon Dawn against Mambo, but he offers him money again, and Mambo's like, "Holy shit, the whole case this time." Moses slams it in his hands and says, "No, you get this guy, the Bosnian bone breaker," and shit, this guy is big.
Yeah. And he's wrestling an Italian immigrant in Mambo Italiano. So this truly is, and I'm being totally serious, the International Wrestling Cartel. This reminded me of when you would tune into World Class Championship Wrestling, and they're all from like Texas or the area, but you have your one Englishman, maybe you have an Irishman, I don't know, but you had one representative of some different countries. So we got Greece, Bosnia, and Italy in back-to-back matches. I love it. Mambo was overmatched here, kind of from the get-go.
Yeah,
he had some nice, fancy footwork there with some kicks. But you know who this Bosnian bone breaker reminds me of is the guy from AEW, Taz's guy that just fought Moxley.
Brian Cage. You suck on names. And I'm the idiot.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks. No, thanks for bailing me. I could think of like three other names to lead to the name. I couldn't remember. No, he build-wise, look-wise, he reminded me of Cage. He wins with not the camel clutch, the Euro clutch.
Right. And he does a version of the F5 prior to that. Yeah. So back-to-back, either one of those can put anybody away. But you're doing that into the Euro clutch. There's no... Who's going to stop this guy?
I know. And his version of the F5 is the F5.
Right.
It just was an F5. I mean, it wasn't, a take or a spin-off. It was just the F5, which is all right.
Well, it's always a spin-off, because that's how you have to get them down. You spin them off? No?
Yeah. Right. Okay, all right. I see what you're doing there. I just want to say one thing to Justin, if he's listening. Mark is half Italian on his mother's side. I'm Italian. Both my parents came over. Your wife, Jenny, is Italian. We better see some better booking here with Mambo Italiano.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
This happen again.
This is bullshit.
It is. Caught in the Euro clutch and kissing that dude's foot and whatnot.
Yeah.
Change it. Now. We won't tolerate this.
He got screwed out of the high-stakes title. He got screwed out of that.
Yeah.
He should still be. Yeah. Where was your high-stakes champion at today? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Mambo. Rematch.
Yeah. We get a better representation of Italy in just a little bit, though.
Oh, we do. Oh, good God, we do. Coming down are the Queens, Aminata, and Can Crusher alum Katie Arquette that we had on prior to this event. And they're going to take on Can Crusher love Ray Lynn and the new rookie Ella Shea with our boy Calvin and the best smelling man in wrestling, Chase Gold. Before I get to anything else, I want to be a tea-sipping bitch. I really do.
Yeah.
I love Ella Shea.
Yeah, this was so much fun. I love Katie Arquette. And before we really dig into this match, again, in all seriousness, this is a brilliantly run promotion. You had Katie Arquette as a villainess for a long time to Britt Baker. Britt works elsewhere now. We see her on TV now. And so Katie Arquette is the new women's babyface of the promotion, and it makes perfect sense.
It does.
Yeah, I like her a lot, but just before the lockup, Ella Shea was like, no, wait, hold on. And she whispers something to Ray Lynn. And, like, they all start giggling. And who knows what they said about her, but they're nasty. There's no need to spread rumors like that.
They're
Are we
nasty.
in 6th grade?
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
This match, I'm glad this match happened. I really am. I need more Aminata in my life. I need more Ella Shea. These 4 can continue this match over and over. If we want to change partners, cool. We want to throw in Calvin and Chase, cool. This was so much fun. Funness of matches, this was my favorite. That's not even making sense, but you know what I mean. I loved everything about this match. From our boy Calvin getting crushed in the face by the booties, everything. Man, I'm glad. I'm just happy wrestling's back. And I agree. A jackass that didn't go because I was worried about other things, but okay. I'm safe now.
Next time.
Yeah.
While this was a lot of fun, and no disrespect to Queen Aminata or Ella Shea at all, I think it's fair to say the workhorses in this match were Katie Arquette and Ray Lynn. They did some really nice work there towards the beginning of the match, some fast-paced action. They were on the same page. A lot of fun all the way around. Queen Aminata can really talk some shit when she's laying a beat down. Yeah. This was fun. This was just 4 women who hated each other, and we're going to settle it in the ring.
Ella Shea decided to be a partner with Ray Lynn because she can stand her. Because nobody else can. I love that. And probably one of my favorite moments of the night. I'm not sure if it was Katie or Aminata at this point because I didn't write it down. They had her stuck on the second rope. Well, Ella Shea decided to sit on the second rope, put her legs across Katie or Aminata's neck, and pretend to sip tea and yelling bitches at everybody. I lost my shit. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yep. It's athleticism, it's characters, it's performance, it's pro wrestling. And that's what these 4 women did. They put on a show, and it was fun. Nick found it really difficult to wrap his head around the fact that Queen Aminata got hit with a nut shot at the end of the match.
Right. I was going to bring that. I wanted to give props to her real quick because she flew off the top onto everybody on the outside. She took out everybody in the audience even.
Yep.
Damn, I didn't think she could fly like that. And, great job, Aminata. All right. Now, Lendl, go ahead. You can explain this to him.
Yeah, he was. I can't explain it to myself. He's absolutely right. How? I don't know. Does it work on women?
I don't.
Apparently.
I guess.
Yeah.
But Calvin couldn't do anything else. How about rake the eyes?
Yeah.
I thought it was over actually when Chase actually squirted the fragrance in Katie's eyes. I thought, oh, here comes the ending. No, Katie, eyes of steel, wipes fragrance away. Rick Martel would have been pissed at her. Arrogance, I mean. I'm saying fragrance. Arrogance.
Yeah, she was determined. If you get rid of that little runt outside the ring and just let these women take care of business, I don't give Ray Lynn and Ella Shea much of a chance. If you were to have a rematch, I think that I think the Queens easily take care of business.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Next matchup is LaRusso with the Regulators again, taking on the Sexy Firemen. Now, as we heard, there was supposed to be another debuting superstar from the class, but during practice had an injury. So the Sexy Firemen takes then the open contract by LaRusso, and I don't know what to say. LaRusso and the Regulators just tee off on him. He had some moments, but he just gets laid to waste until. Go ahead.
And it's just so unnecessary. Like, he hasn't been at it long, right? A year, you know. He was working security in the early days when we went and training, and Bulk Nasty always picked on him. He was doing pretty well. He was moving pretty well. I just feel like, LaRusso, you've been at this 12 years, however long it's been. You really need guys outside the ring to take cheap shots every time the ref turns around? Come on, man. You're tarnishing, and I'll say legacy, because...
Oh, yeah, he was a great Super Indie champion, tag team champion, yeah.
Yep, I'll say legacy. Legacy as a wrestler, legacy as a trainer, and you're gonna pull tactics like that. That's just it's in poor taste, and it's in poor sportsmanship. Beat the guy, which you probably could do. He's been wrestling less than a year. You've been at it for a dozen years. Beat the guy and move on. There's no need to treat him the way they did.
Yeah. Thank God Jack Pollock does come down, makes the save at the end, has a brewski with Jason. Jack gets to wear his fireman's hat. Jason gets to wear a cowboy hat. That's the new YMCA starting, or Village People. I don't know. They need a couple other people.
Yeah, that was a nice ending. Good to see the good guys clean house.
Yeah. Next matchup is for the Tag Team Championships. We have the Young Stars, the young up-and-comers, Jace Carr and Dax Hastings, known as Moral, taking on the Tag Team Champions in IWC, Steak and Eggs, and coming out with them, Mr. Delicious Jimmy DeMarco.
It was good to see him, and Nick and Joe talked about his history with the company and how it's always a fun time when he's around. And that's the truth. It really is. It's always fun when he's around.
You don't know what you're going to get. Like, they didn't give him a mic. They knew better than give him a mic, but he had a flag, and what he did with the flag was enough because he was just all over the place.
Yep. This team, obviously they're tag team champions, so they're the best team. But they're really starting to come together. They're on the same page. I don't see anybody really beating them anytime soon if they keep doing what they're doing. It's a simple formula, but it works. I mean, I hate to be a spoiler, but it wasn't exactly a close match.
For a while, Morrow had Xander Gabriel. He put the two names together. It's Gander.
Right.
They had Xander kind of in the ropes and everything. He had to get the hot tag for Walt to come in and clean house a little bit, and then a leapfrog, and he gets to win. But I don't underestimate Morrow. I need to know more about this whole moral thing. I needed a better explanation. If anything, that's where I'll throw Joe and Nick under the bus. But they didn't know because they weren't really supposed to be tag team at this point. We need to find out more about Morrow because as a group, they could be okay, but what are they going to do a single? I don't know. These guys kind of just had me perplexed.
Yeah, I didn't know too much about them. You're absolutely right. I do know that from the word go, Bulk took the straps down, and it was downhill for a while there for the challengers. He bumped those guys around. Who do you see coming down the pike next, as far as tag team titles are concerned, challengers?
Oh, we've already said it. If Nystrom and Mandime don't get a championship shot, Plummer's, not taking that money from McChesney.
Yeah. Same. I agree. They are, in my book, next in line for a title shot. They're an exciting team.
Don't forget, though, the culmination. Well, Atticus has the button that him and, Otis, him and Remy, Evan Bourne, Joe Bourne, Corbin Bourne, the other Bourne guy that wasn't there. Some member of them could be sliding in as well. So
good point.
We say Big League should get it, but the button could say something else.
And we almost saw the button.
We did in this next match. Good transition, by the way, keeping me in line. The main event for the Super Indy Championship, it's a triple threat TLC match between A1 Anthony Young, Atticus Cogar, who has the reset button, and your current Indy champion, Johnny Patch, the American Daredevil. It was great seeing the guys come down in golf carts, but it was really cool seeing Patch, a la Deadman, riding to the ring on his steel horse. That was a moment that kudos to Johnny Patch. If you watch the event, you know that he lives right down the street from the Brownsville Theater. This was his hometown. He's seen movies at this place before. He loves this place. Great way to have him come to the ring.
Yeah, and the commentary team did a great job here, adding an element of drama by reminding us of the reset button. So he's got the reset button. He could walk out of here, Super Indy champion, turn right around, press a button, and maybe challenge for another belt, in the same night. So that was some good, fun drama added to what was really an awesome triple threat match. I thought we were going to see a title change. Johnny Patch was outside the ring, and the members of the Culmination were getting involved. And there's no DQ in a triple threat match.
Right.
And those guys, they did everything and still couldn't take the belt off of Johnny Patch.
Well, Johnny had a little help at the end, as A1 just gets destroyed for a moment outside. And then Remy's trying to get in the ring to do some other stuff. He goes and tries hitting Potter with a super kick. Potter ducks and a la Shawn Michaels, bam, hits Remy with a super kick, slides in the ring as Patch is flying through the air to land on A1. 1, 2, 3, still your champion, Johnny Patch.
Who took the power bomb through the table from the ring? That was devastating. Was that Patch?
No, that was A1, I thought.
Was it? Okay.
Cogar did.
That was. Yeah. I don't remember to whom though. In any event, it was vicious.
No. Yeah. It was Patch. I put it down as a bubble bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. It was from the ring apron onto the grass, but through a table. That's why I thought he was done. I thought he's not coming back into this match. But that was great drama right there. Again, you don't expect him to come back, and he comes back at the very end of the match to pull out a win.
Yeah. John, this was an amazing card. This was an amazing card. We've been saying it this whole show. Props to the Plumbers for being the first wrestling back in Pennsylvania, in that area, and tearing down the house or down the movie theater or wherever the hell you want to call, however you want to say that. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see you next month wherever you're at.
Nick and Joe are both saying, what factor will the weather play? A lot of wrestlers maybe these days aren't used to working outdoors like when we were kids and we would see wrestling outdoors, as we said at the beginning of the show. Not just that, but they were off for 3 or 4 months. These men and women didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Every match was good, athletic, entertaining, in the elements, in that heat and humidity.
Yeah, I believe them.
This was fantastic.
Yeah, I believe them that it was. I know in town here Saturday it was 90 and humid, and I was in my house, still sweating. I couldn't imagine even. I'm not saying anything disrespectful. A 5-minute running back and forth, just doing ropes for 5 minutes. How I would have been gushing sweat. Here, these guys and gals are rolling around in the sun, humid, body-on-body heat. I mean, let's just pull punches. That's why they're professionals, John. And I will not say this is an indie. These guys are professional wrestlers. IWC stands for professionalism. And everybody on this card that night Saturday afternoon, whatever the hell it was. Yes, thank you. Because you guys deserve everything you get in life, and it's all going to be good because you guys brought amazingness back to Pennsylvania.
A rating is probably going to be anticlimactic. We want to six beers. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. On the network, if we were there, I would have given a 12-pack, but it's my fault. And we only rank by 6.
Yeah. We made a decision based on how things were, and honestly, once again, we said it at the beginning, having seen how IWC handled this current situation, I'd say if you're thinking about going next time, and if they do something similar to what they did on this card here, you'll be able to enjoy yourself and you'll be able to stay safe. And I wouldn't hesitate to go next time.
Yeah, and again, I'll be the other guy. If you're still not comfortable with the COVID and everything out there, it got put up in 2 days. The only reason why it wasn't live the night or day of is because there was no Wi-Fi there. So it couldn't be done live. But, 2-to-1 Media doing a huge turnaround, getting it up 2 days later that you're able to watch it. And hot damn 2-to-1 Media for the hard work that you did that day and after. I just can't stop praising everybody that had anything to do with Saturday's event.
It was great. Really, there's not a whole lot more to be said. It was great.
So that's about it as we spotlight back in business, and IWC is definitely back in business. Do you have anything you want to bring up real quick?
Did they mention the next card? Now that I think about it, they didn't. I didn't think so. Okay, because I feel like I would have remembered that. No, they didn't. Okay, so we'll have to keep our eyes and ears open for that.
Yeah, IWCWrestling.com. That is where you'll be able to see when the next event is and sign up for the IWC Network for only $9.99 a month. Guys, there's about, 20 years of wrestling on that network.
Yeah, just about.
So sign up, guys. It's well worth it. IWC is a great organization, and the owners are even better people.
Absolutely. This was awesome, Mark. This was a great idea. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, John, remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean we can't do great things.
It's called a garbage can, not a garbage cannot.
See you Sunday, guys.
Hey, this is Jack Pollock, the IWC Hardcore Icon. You're listening to Can Crushers Podcast. If I like it, you should too.